Robert Louis Stevenson was born in 1850, slap bang in the middle of the 19th century. He is a figure who straddles both the Victorian and the modern age. His writing appears Victorian on the surface, in its settings and characters, but dig deeper, and you find a modern interest in the darker sides of the human mind. Growing up in Edinburgh, the son of an engineer and a religious mother, he suffered numerous illnesses which were tended to by his fundamentalist Christian nurse, Alison Cunningham, or Cummy. Both his nurse and his parents instilled in him a strong sense of good and evil, dwelling at length upon the consequence of sin, which was to perish eternally in the flames of hell on Judgment Day. Cummy's talk of hell gave the young Stevenson nightmares that were to plague him for the rest of his life. Most significantly, Stevenson saw humans as essentially dualistic creatures, split personalities that were both good and evil in equal measure. This dualism was reflected in the world in which Stevenson lived. Edinburgh had both an old town and new town, districts which still exist today. Being from a rich family, Stevenson lived in the pleasant wide streets of the new town, but he was aware of the filthy, disgusting, overcrowded conditions of the old town of his day. As he grew older, he came to realize that the new town derived its wealth in part from the labourers who lived in the old town. For all the new towners' revulsion at the dirt and filth of the old town, Stevenson perceived that the two worlds were reliant upon each other. Moreover, Edinburgh also had a dark past, which fascinated him. There were stories of William Deacon Brodie, who appeared to be an upright craftsman by day, but was a criminal at night until he was hanged in 1788. As a teenager, Stevenson worked upon a script based on Brodie's life. Stevenson also knew about Burke and Hare, who in the 1820s would murder people in order to supply Edinburgh Medical College with bodies for dissection. The respectable Dr Knox was their main customer. Stevenson himself led something of a double life. While a student studying engineering at Edinburgh University, he would spend a great deal of time in the dives of the old town, drinking and probably sleeping with prostitutes. He left Edinburgh in 1873 to travel abroad and begin his literary career. After suffering a physical collapse in November 1873, he was sent to the warmer climate of France to recover. He made many trips to the forest of Fontainebleau, staying at Barbizon, Grès-sous-Loing, and Nemours, visiting art galleries and joining artists' communities. He also made the journeys described most famously in his travel book, Travels with a Donkey in the Cevennes. Although his parents thought he was wasting his time, he was developing a powerful voice as a writer.